By now, almost everyone has heard of the spike protein, right? It was the key target in COVID vaccines. It's mentioned in almost every scientific article, but what actually is it, right? And why did scientists focus so much on this protein? More importantly, why didn't they expect it to do what it did? So in this video, I'm going to explain in plain English, the spike protein, what it is, what it does in the body, and how it became the center of the COVID vaccine strategy, for better, for worse. So let's talk about it. The spike protein, it's a special structure found on the surface of the coronavirus. Think of it like the key the virus uses to unlock your cells. So the virus itself is covered in these spikes, right? And each of those spikes can bind to something called an ACE2 receptor, which is like a door handle on your cells. So the ACE2 receptors, they're everywhere. They're in your lungs and your heart, your blood vessels, your brain, your kidney, even your gut, right? So they're basically everywhere. And once the spike binds to that ACE2, it allows the virus to slip into the cell and start replicating, because that's what viruses do. They want to replicate. And this makes the spike protein the entry point. And so the scientists said, well, if we train the immune system to recognize the spike protein, then we can stop the virus before it gets inside the cell. When the scientists developed the COVID vaccine, they chose mRNA technology to deliver the instructions to your body to produce only the spike protein, not the whole virus. Okay, so here we are. Your cells temporarily make spike protein, display it on their surface, and your immune system learns to recognize it. And the goal was to create neutralizing antibodies that block spike from binding to ACE2 and create memory cells so that you can react faster the next time you see the virus. It was a clever idea. It was fast, elegant, targeted. They actually created it in 42 days. And to be fair, early on, it did reduce severe disease in many people, especially in high-risk population. But here's what we didn't understand. The spike protein isn't just an innocent training tool, okay? It turns out the spike protein is actually biologically active all by itself. Once it's made in the body, whether it comes from the infection or it comes from the vaccine, it can bind to ACE2 receptors, just like the virus does, trigger inflammation, especially in the blood vessels, disrupt mitochondrial function, which are the engines of your cells, and we talk about a lot here on the Mitochondria Code. It can cause clotting, brain fog, fatigue, and even heart issues in sensitive people. So while the mRNA and spike are supposed to stay localized and clear quickly, in some people, the spike circulated longer, was produced in more places than expected. And this is especially true for you metabolically deranged patients like insulin resistance, which is very common in our society, autoimmune tendencies, pre-existing inflammation, and poor mitochondria health, which is basically everybody. But this means that the very thing that we hoped would train the body may have caused harm in some people. So in summary, the spike protein is how the virus gets into your cells. The vaccine was designed to produce just the spike to train your immune system, but the spike isn't harmless. And in some people, it triggered a cascade of inflammation, fatigue, and dysfunction. Maybe you are one of those persons. But there is hope, and we're going to talk about it in the next couple of videos. In the very next video, we're going to go deeper into what the spike protein actually does in the body, not just in theory, but how it affects your blood vessels, your mitochondria, and your brain. So if you've been feeling off since infection or vaccination, this series is for you. Stay tuned, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.